insightful takeaways we hear from these folks, Brad. I can't believe it's been 16 years.
I know. It feels like it was just yesterday. I remember that day exactly, when being in the newsroom and people heading up there to cover that story.
Yeah.
It was cold back then, too. I remember thinking as soon as that plane went down, thinking as people were jumping in that water, how cold it was. And we're in one of those streaks of really cold temperatures, something we haven't seen in quite some time. You have to go back to 2018 to see a streak of cold temperatures like this. In fact, this morning we were below freezing again, 46 this afternoon. And this is during our climatologically coldest part of the winter, when our average high is 52 and 32. Those are the coldest they go. So today was 14 mornings in a row, or nights, below freezing. We'll make it 15. That is the longest streak since 2018. If you're wondering what the record is, 29 days in a row. That will come to an end this weekend, though, because temperatures are going to warm up by Friday into Saturday just a little bit to keep us above freezing and give us rain. Tomorrow, back into the 50s. We see plenty of high pressure in control the next couple of days, so that's why temperatures will actually be warming up a little bit. South wind, more sunshine. But here comes our storm for Saturday morning. Again, warm front moves through, so temperatures above freezing. It's mostly rain, except for in the mountains where it could start as a dreaded wintry mix before it changes to a cold rain. That front moves through. There'll be a secondary Arctic front that arrives Saturday that will keep rain in the forecast for 2 days over the weekend. So it's bad timing. I know it's the weekend, but it is going to rain Saturday if you have outdoor plans. It will be rain, though, washing some of that salt residue and brine off the roads and your cars. We'll see another round of rain on Sunday, but more scattered because that's the Arctic front. And temperatures behind that front, boy, do they fall quickly, because that's the beginning of this drop in the jet stream and cross-polar flow. The flow's coming straight out of the Arctic into the middle of the lower 48. That means we're going to be on the edge of it with really cold conditions. In fact, look at the below average chances most of next week. Almost a 100% chance below average, because that's the one thing we know for sure next week. It's going to be cold. How cold? Just going to depend on where the heart of it is. It won't be as cold as our all-time record low, which is 5 below. Back in 1985, we had 2 days in a row where we were -1 and -5. Ironically, the exact same dates, basically, that this cold snap is going to hit next week, which kind of tells you this is a time of year we tend to see this. But here it comes, straight down to the south. And the reason we're so confident in the cold air is because if there's a little change in this big trough, if this moves north 100 miles, south 100, east, west, it's still going to put us in the cold air. When we're talking about winter weather chances, that track of the low, if that changes just 100 miles, that's a difference between rain, snow, sleet, or nothing at all. So small changes with that track are a much bigger deal than small changes with this massive system that's going to bring the cold air. So the weather impacts next week. Wintry mix chances are possible Tuesday through Thursday, maybe even beyond. Could mean slick road conditions right now. And no matter what happens, it's going to be frigid all of next week. In fact, the Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, look at these highs, several days below freezing. So we won't get above freezing for maybe 2.5 days. And that's a long stretch. That's usually the kind of weather that starts causing issues with pipes, your car. That is something to keep in mind. If you haven't winterized things around your house already, you better do it now into the upcoming weekend.
Yeah, doesn't look pretty. All right, Brad, thank you.